that in the latter day.
Now he said the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter day. You know, everybody, they like to run here and try and circumvent the dietary law. I ain't got nothing to do with no dietary law, okay? He's telling you about something that will be happening in the latter days. Now he said the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter days. Go ahead and read.
Some shall depart from the faith.
Now he said some going to depart from the faith. Go ahead and read.
Giving heed to seducing spirits.
You know what a seducing spirit is? That is a spirit that leads to error. He said now they will be giving heed to seducing spirits and what else? Go ahead and read.
And doctrines of devils.
And doctrines of devils. You understand what I'm saying? So now that is what you have been given today. In the latter times, he said, right? He said they would depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Go ahead and read.
Speaking lies and hypocrisy.
He said they would be speaking lies and hypocrisy. Go ahead and read.
Having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Now, having their understanding just seared with a hot iron. Go ahead and read on.
Forbidding to marry.
Wait a minute. Forbidding to marry. Who is it that forbids to marry today? You know, what do they tell you? Say, you know, if you are a priest, you have to be celibate. In other words, you know, you can't have no. Now, you done told a young man, he barely in his 20s, and you done told a young woman, 18, 19, 20, you can't have no woman. If you're a woman, you can't have no man. If you're a man, you can't have no woman. Now, what you think they going to do? Huh? And then you wonder why you pick up your newspaper one day and every paper you pick up, what do they talk about? Pedophilia, right? Because you done told this young man that he can't have no woman, and you done told this young woman that she can't have no man. So now what do they start doing? They committing all kind of wickedness. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Everything that God is opposed to. Start having men with men, men with boys, girls with women with women. You understand what I'm telling you? Because you done told them that they ain't supposed to marry. And God ain't never said don't. Did God ever say don't marry? You know, God had a priesthood, and this priesthood was called the Levitical priesthood, right? And you had regular priests, and you had a high priest, and God never said one time for none of them not to marry. He said for the regular priest, you got to take this kind of wife, and if you're a high priest, you got to have that kind of wife. Because the Lord knew what it was going to lead to. You understand what I'm saying? So now, but he said in the latter time, they're going to depart from faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, forbidding to marry. Go ahead and doing what else? Go ahead and read.
And commanding to abstain from meat.
Did God ever command to abstain from meat? If you read the dietary law, God said abstain from this kind of meat. But he said it is all right for you to eat that kind of meat. You understand? But he never said don't eat meat at all, did he? But he just let you know that in the latter time that these people would be dealing with doctrines of devils and dealing with seducing spirits. These are these demonic spirits. Now, let's go back to Revelations chapter 18, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Revelations 18, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. You almost there, y'all. Almost. Hold on. Revelation 18. And we're going to start reading at verse 1. So now we have this Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, and the abominations of the earth, that all the earth has been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Start reading at Revelation 18 and begin at verse 1. 18 and 1. Go ahead and read.
And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory.
Go ahead.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils.
Go ahead.
And the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Now he said it become the habitation of every foul spirit, and become the habitation, it said, of what? Of devils, it said. We know who this Babylon is, right? Go ahead and read on.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
You might say, all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And they've been drinking of it too. And still drinking of it to this very day. All nations have been drinking of this wine. Because you find her everywhere, don't you? Yeah. You know, you go in the darkest part of Africa and you find them. They got a little setup there somewhere. all nations have been made to drink of the wine of her fornication, and the nations are mad. Go ahead, read on.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Go ahead.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy.
And the kings of the earth, they have committed fornication with her, because every time you show up there, you know what's going to happen? The head of that religion going to stick that ring out there and tell you to kiss it. I don't care if you king, whoever. You know, when you show up to see him, kiss this ring. Because all of the kings of the earth, they have committed fornication with her. Go ahead and read on.
And I heard another voice from heaven.
Go ahead.
Saying, come out of her, my people.
Then John said, I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. Go ahead and read on.
That ye be not partakers of her sins. And that ye receive not of her plague.
Go ahead.
For her sins have reached unto heaven.
Lord said her sins have reached unto heaven. Go ahead and read on.
And God have remembered her iniquity.
Yes, he has. Go ahead and read.
Reward her even as she rewarded you. And double unto her, double according to her works.
Go ahead.
In the cup which she hath filled to her double.
Go ahead and read.
How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her.
Go ahead.
For she hath said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
And she been around a long time, but the Lord done appointed a time he going to deal with it. But she said in her heart, you know, I sit a queen, and I ain't going to see no sorrow. But the Lord got something different to say about that. Go ahead and read on.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day. Death and mourning and famine.
Go ahead.
And she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her.
Lord says she's going to be burnt with fire, because strong is the Lord God that judgeth her. Go ahead and read on.
And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Go ahead and read.
Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
In other words, in a short time. Now skip down to verse 20 and continue reading. Go ahead and read it.
Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles.
Now he said, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and you holy apostles. Go ahead and read on.
And prophets, for God have avenged you on her.
Go ahead and read it.
And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city, Babylon, be thrown down.
Go ahead and read.
And shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no craftsman or whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived.
You see, by thy sorceries was all nations deceived. That's how she done deceived everybody. Because the book says Satan deceived the whole world, didn't it?
Right.
And he is the one that is operating with this religion, isn't it? And he said, by thy sorceries have all nations of the world been deceived. Let's go. We got 2 other places. Let's go and show you what's going to happen to the real king of Babylon. Let's go to Revelation chapter 20, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Revelation 20 and verse 1. 20 and 1. 20 and 1. Okay, go ahead and read.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit,
Go ahead.
and a great chain in his hand.
Now he had a key to the bottomless pit, and he had a great chain in his hand. Go ahead and read.
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan,
Go ahead.
and bound him 1,000 years.
Now he done bound him up for 1,000 years, but he ain't done yet. Because he going to turn him loose, and guess what? He going to go right back to his old ways. Go ahead and read on.
And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him,
Go ahead.
that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
So now the Lord have taken him out of commission for 1,000 years, and after that, he's going to be loose for a little season. And guess what's going to happen? Soon as he's loose, look at what he's going to do. Skip down to verse 7. Go ahead and read.
And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison,
Go ahead.
and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth.
Now, as soon as he let loose, what do he go out and do? He go out and deceive the nations that are at the 4. went right back to his old thing he had always been doing.